Get ready for the action, because the NBA just hit the brakes on Jaylen Brown with a hefty $50,000 fine after his controversial Twitch stream. We dive deep into exactly what triggered this massive punishment and why this fine signals a major shift in how the league handles player commentary.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This Allen 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we break down the full fallout of Jaylen Brown's remarks, examining the specific accusations he made about the officiating against the Philadelphia 76ers, and what he claimed was an underlying agenda from the referees. Then we shift gears completely to the future of the Boston Celtics, as we tackle the 5 biggest questions facing the team this offseason, including the crucial role of Jaylen Brown and the potential moves surrounding players like Derek White and Nemias Queta. Finally, we look at the explosive reaction from Draymond Green and Kendrick Perkins, as Draymond Green calls Brown's comments excuse-making, and Perkins demands ownership, setting the stage for an intense summer ahead. Stay with us for the full story. The NBA has levied a $50,000 fine against Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown, following a controversial post-elimination Twitch stream, where he criticized the officiating from the team's first-round playoff loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. The league announced the punishment on May 5, citing Brown's public criticism of the officiating. The fine was issued 2 days after Brown's May 3 livestream, which followed Boston's 109-100 Game 7 defeat to Philadelphia at TD Garden. The incident followed a difficult exit for the Celtics, who lost 3 straight games after holding a 3-1 series lead, ending their season in the first round despite having home court advantage. Brown's comments went beyond simple complaints about individual calls. According to Reuters, Brown accused officials of having an agenda, suggesting they were targeting him due to his reputation and past criticism, and claimed Philadelphia took advantage of the officiating during the series. The controversy stemmed from Brown's extended remarks regarding how he was officiated against the 76ers, specifically concerning offensive fouls. Context is important. Brown was called for 10 offensive fouls in the first round, more than double the number of fouls called against other ball handlers, and ranked second in the regular season with 40 offensive fouls in 71 games. Brown argued that his off-arm contact was being called more strictly than similar moves from players like Paul George and Jalen Brunson, suggesting it was a specific targeting of his drives. The NBA determined the fine was warranted because Brown's accusations suggested motive, moving the issue beyond a standard complaint about a wrong whistle. This action follows a previous $35,000 fine issued in January for similar criticism, indicating the league viewed this stream as a more serious matter. Brown's comments were timed immediately after Boston's season concluded with the Game 7 loss. While Brown's individual production in the series was solid, his status as a 5-time All-Star and 2024 NBA Finals MVP gives his voice significant weight. The fine will not impact the Celtics' salary cap or the series outcome, but it does underscore the ongoing conversation surrounding the team's challenging playoff exit. The NBA has fined Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown $50,000 following public criticism of officiating during a recent playoff series. The penalty was announced by the league on Tuesday. The incident occurred after the Celtics suffered a 7-game loss to the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round of the playoffs. During a live stream, Brown voiced his concerns regarding the officiating. Brown stated, "If I had to say there's some referees that need to be investigated, we had 3 of them in the last 3 games. He elaborated on his perception of the officiating crew's behavior, suggesting an underlying agenda. Brown claimed that his prior criticism of refs during the regular season led to a direct response. Maybe because I spoke and was critical of refs in the regular season. So they responded, 'You're gonna lead the playoffs in offensive fouls.' That's how that was, the response from the officiating crew. He further alleged that he had spoken with some officials who indicated an agenda was present before each game, stating, "So anytime Jaylen brings his arm up, just from reputation, just call it." During the series against the 76ers, Brown averaged 25.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and 1.1 blocks per game, shooting 45.5% from the field and 40.5% from three-point range. The Celtics had established a 3-1 lead over Philadelphia before losing the final 3 games, marking their earliest playoff elimination since 2021. Looking at his overall performance, Brown's 2025-26 campaign was noted as admirable. He stepped up as Boston's primary scorer, while Jason Tatum recovered from an Achilles tear, contributing to the team finishing with a 56-26 record. Brown recorded a career-high average of 28.7 points and 5.1 assists per game, complemented by shooting 47.7% on field goals, 34.7% on three-pointers, and a remarkable 79.5% on free throws. The Boston Celtics face a pivotal offseason as their 2 superstars, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, near the end of their prime. The focus now shifts to building a robust supporting cast to secure another championship run. 5 major questions dominate the team's strategy moving forward. The first major query centers on roster depth, whether the current combination of Tatum, Brown, and role players is sufficient, or if Boston requires a third elite player to elevate them to a big 2-and-a-half contender status. If the core is deemed adequate, the team can focus on bench scoring and center upgrades. If not, the pursuit of a third star becomes paramount. This leads directly to questions surrounding Derek White. Analysts suggest White needs to recapture his offensive form, specifically improving his three-point shooting consistency. With a recent performance showing struggles from the three-point line, the Celtics must determine if White can return to being a reliable perimeter threat. If he cannot, the team faces difficult decisions regarding his role, given his contract situation. Another critical area of focus is the performance and role of Quetta. While proven as a major contributor, the playoff experience has raised questions about his readiness for a starting role in the postseason. The debate pits an optimistic view that foul trouble was the main limiter, against a pessimistic one, suggesting that against elite teams, offensive production is less of a concern. The team has a summer to refine defensive discipline and consistency. Roster moves are also central to the plan. The Celtics hold team options on several players, including Baylor Scheierman, Neemias Quetta, Jordan Walsh, Amari Williams, Max Shulga, Ron Harper Jr., and Delano Banton. Scheierman, Quetta, and Walsh are considered likely acquisitions. The key decisions revolve around whether Scheierman or Walsh can establish themselves as full-time starters, which would dictate future moves concerning players like Sam Hauser. Financially, the Celtics are navigating the repeater tax implications. The goal is to win now while managing spending to reset the tax structure for future seasons, allowing for greater flexibility in subsequent years. However, if necessary roster upgrades push them over the tax line this season, the team must be prepared to spend. Ultimately, the success of the offseason hinges on answering these interconnected questions. If White returns to form, Quetta solidifies his playoff readiness, and a viable starter emerges from the depth options, the Celtics can execute targeted upgrades without overspending, setting the stage for sustained success. Noi Dung Kai Tight. Jaylen Brown's recent candid comments on a Twitch stream have ignited controversy across the sports world, drawing sharp criticism from pundits and former players alike. Brown's remarks targeting officiating and Joel Embiid's performance following the 76ers' first-round victory have placed the Celtics star in a difficult position. /N Brown stated that Embiid's flopping had ruined our game, asserting, "Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in basketball history. He flops. He knows it. It's not breaking news. /N these comments have sparked debate. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green addressed Brown's remarks on his podcast, arguing that the timing made the comments appear as excuse-making. Green expressed skepticism, stating, I just don't love that because it comes off as excuse-making. A lot of people are trying to say, "Aw man, Jaylen Brown is making an excuse," when you, in fact, could be telling a dead-honest truth. But because you lost, people are always going to say, "There's the excuse." So they're going to make out what you're saying as an excuse. Green added that such statements after a loss often lack weight because they are easily attributed to defeat. /and former Celtics player Kendrick Perkins also weighed in, urging Brown to take ownership. Perkins criticized the venting after Boston dropped its final 3 games against Philadelphia, emphasizing, "Take ownership. Zero excuses." Philadelphia 76ers kicked y'all a **. They did what they're supposed to do. Y'all didn't do anything from the coaches on down to you, JB, and I love you. But y'all didn't get it done. Didn't cut the mustard. That's the agenda. N.